Thank you, Miles, and I'm sorry I didn't move quicker. He's put me on a very tight time frame. The Minister, Deputy Commissioner Graham Ashton, Sam, CEO, Crime Stopper Sam Hunter, and David Mann, our community patron. But I can also announce that Deputy Commissioner Graham Ashton has also come on board Neighbourhood Watch as a patron. Thank you, Graham. It's with much pleasure I can present a report to you as the President of Neighbourhood Watch for 2014. The past 12 months the Board has worked hard to further position Neighbourhood Watch Victoria as a relevant crime prevention and community safety organisation. In doing so, the Board revised the strategic plan and the subsequent implementation plan. We ensured Neighbourhood Watch risk management and public liability arrangements are consistent with state and local government policies and regulations, and that they also meet community expectations. We've ensured high-level governance arrangements are in place to position the organisation with a high level of financial integrity, directly connected to a clear Neighbourhood Watch role for the purpose of attracting support from government, or continued support from government and the private sector. We've implemented Neighbourhood Watch programs in developing communities, with a particular emphasis on recruitment of volunteers in the CALD communities. And the recent opening of Neighbourhood Watch in the city of Dandenong is a good example of that. In fact, Neighbourhood Watch put aside some dollars to employ Sharon Wallace as a project officer to get that Neighbourhood Watch group up and running. We've engaged with Victorian-based educational providers and their facilities to develop a certified program addressing skills and prerequisite knowledge for any Victorian employed in or to volunteer with crime prevention and community safety organisations. We've also focused on the development of a cutting-edge GPS-based technology application based on the principle of it being a Neighbourhood Watch online safe house. In June this year, Chief Commissioner Ken Lay released the Victorian Police Blue Paper, a vision for Victoria Police 2025. There were three key strategies in that paper. In brief, a better matching of resources to demand by rethinking the traditional operational mode or model, improving capability through workforce reform and technology, and collaborating more closely through partnerships. And it is the third one, the collaborating more closely through partnerships, is to where Neighbourhood Watch can see its future role in crime prevention and community safety. With Neighbourhood Watch developing its range of governance and structure to match community expectations, we are well placed to meet the expectations of the Chief Commissioner and Government in terms of bringing a meaningful volunteer organisation into the community to act as a circuit breaker between local authorities and the community. Some of the focus areas that we've been deliberating on as the Board, and also through the various groups that are operating across the state, we are directly getting involved in linking Neighbourhood Watch to localised programs and subsequently enhancing a centralised record of Neighbourhood Watch activities. And that was a criticism of the government's report in 2012. We are providing a forum by which individuals within the community who may have felt previously isolated and unknown to each other can form social relations, particularly in the Cal communities. We're developing a fertile environment for building and maintaining positive interactions between police and community members. We're transitioning Neighbourhood Watch in Victoria to operate in a predominantly online environment using modern electronic technology and contemporary social media. And having said that, we do not, for 1 minute, step back from the physical delivery of newsletters to those that do not have technology. We're providing now direct assistance to existing groups to revitalise their volunteer membership and their crime prevention programs. And we intend to provide a face-to-face strategic and tactical conduit between regional-based Neighbourhood Watch groups, Victoria Police, Crime Stoppers, local authorities and appropriate private sector organisations. And through this, and in particular in those areas that are hard to police, those challenging environments we are getting more and more of these days, we hope to reduce the direct and indirect costs associated with law and order issues within those communities that police identify as being at risk. And we've had a number of conversations with the various regional commanders in terms of the strategies to be adopted to undertake those programs. You'll shortly hear from our CEO, Jill Metz, who will outline some specific localised programs that not only highlight the benefits, but provide just a few examples of the extraordinary results being achieved by our fantastic group of volunteers across the state. And we thank each and every one of you. Neighbourhood Watch is no different than any other volunteer organisation in that Neighbourhood Watch relies upon and is dependent upon the generosity and hands-on input from all levels of the local community. We've been fortunate to not only have the support of government through the Department of Justice and the direct support of Victoria Police, but also the direct support of local councils, localised community groups and localised private organisations. Although there are too many to nominate in this report, the Neighbourhood Watch Victoria Board would like to specifically thank 3AW and our community patron David Mann for the regular in-kind sponsorship over the past year. Thank you, David. We'd also like to thank the newly formed Neighbourhood Watch group of ambassadors who have been excellent in response to an initiative of our CEO in marketing and assisting Neighbourhood Watch across the state. We'd also like to particularly thank Merkits. Merkits, Driving of Excellence, sponsored last year's AGM. They're sponsoring this year's AGM, and they recently sponsored the Older Driver program. And of course, through Merkits, we are very fortunate to have Mr. Mark Kelly, one of their executives, on our board. Thank you, Merkits. The board would also specifically like to recognise the support that Fleur Hooper has brought to our organisation. From general administrative support to project managing, Fleur is a valued and extremely competent member of our CEO's team. Thank you, Fleur. To Jill Metz, our CEO of Many Talents, we are once again extremely thankful for the energy, drive, leadership, integrity and the values-driven friendship that you bring to every aspect of managing Neighbourhood Watch Victoria on a day-to-day basis. Thank you, Jill. Finally, I'd like to personally thank each member of the Neighbourhood Watch Victoria Board for the contribution they have made to re-establishing Neighbourhood Watch in Victoria as a contemporary and relevant crime prevention and community safety organisation for the future, and we are well placed to go forward. Thank you very much.